Hey, it's finally October, and you know what that means? Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Do you even know what cancer really is? First off, let's see what happens when a nasty carcinogen makes its way into your body. Well, it looks like your cells are getting ready for division. When that happens normally, the cell uses information about itself and its environment to decide whether to pass the cell cycle checkpoints or not. If the DNA is damaged, the cell won't pass the first checkpoint, and the cell will try to fix the damaged gene. A checkpoint is just a pause in cell division, when the cell can decide whether or not to keep going on with division. However, when DNA is damaged in a certain way, the genes coding for cell cycle regulators like this one here can mutate. This leads to either the inhibitors do not work, or for the positive regulators to be too active, meaning that a cell with damaged DNA will go on to reproduce. Benign tumors are relatively safe. They don't grow much at all, and they don't get in the way of other tissues at work. They're just there, and they aren't considered cancer. But invasive tumors, those are worrisome and cancerous. When they grow really big, they become a problem, since they're now pushing against and getting into other tissues. Over time, normal cells lose little bits of themselves. They lose the ability to stop cell growth, leading to a benign tumor, what we just went over. Then they may stop programmed cell death, also known as apoptosis, which is something that cells usually do when they can detect that something's wrong with their DNA. After a couple more mutations, the cells are now cancerous and can eventually spread through the body if it gets worse enough. A possible reason that these cells divide so rapidly is because they have overactive positive cell cycle regulators. This means that something, either growth factor receptors, are sending signals without input, or cyclin, the cell cycle regulator, is being made in huge quantities. These can be caused by something called oncogenes, which is the mutated, cancer-causing version of proto-oncogenes. When a proto-oncogene becomes mutated, it can cause itself to become overactive and then cancerous. Actually, some forms of cancer are curable. Types like skin cancer are rather easy to cure. Other types of cancer that aren't necessarily curable can be treated though. Chemotherapy uses chemicals to try and attack the cancer or prolong the person's life and manage their symptoms.